All right, we're gonna pull this up just a little bit. All righty. Oh well, whatever. It's gonna be what it is. All right, welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. I've been coming on. I really miss doing the early morning ones. Like this is like I'm still looking a donkey. Okay, let's pull this back a little bit so y'all can see the table. Because I just get back from dropping my kids off, and here I am. So, we're gonna do another coffee and tarot. I have my coffee. It's iced coffee today, and we're gonna just pull some cards and see what the message is. Reminder: we don't come into this with any preconceived notions, parameters, intentions. We wait just to see what spirit wants to say to us. Okay, and so spirit has free reign. On that note, if you're gonna stick around, friendly reminder: you are a sovereign being of your life. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. So, my recommendation is to never Cinderella it to make a fit. Okay? Fantastic. All right, let's see here. They had me focusing on the sunrise this morning. How it gets that really pinky, and then when it finally comes up, you see all the different white clouds. It's like it just beams off the sky, right? And then they were showing me like some of the national parks in the United States. Like think Bryce Canyon and stuff like that, right? So, and they were showing me sunrises. And then they showed me a kid getting really giddy and happy and excited over the sunrise. So I was like, okay. So I'm not really sure, but that was like like for a good 30-minute theme. It was like seeking the sunrise kind of a thing. Sorry if that's loud. Wee doggy. Oh, baby. Let's see. Chariot. Yeah. Chariot. Okay, hold on. Dag. The alien. Now in Starman Tarot, some of the cards are called something different. Okay, so the alien. Seven of Wands. Alien is a lot like coming home to the self. We've got this. We have Six of Pentacles, the Star, and the Three of Swords. Hold on one second. I'm gonna sneeze. Oh my god. Son of a biscuit eater. I'm okay. I'm okay. I feel like I want to pull a card for the overall energy, even though it came out as is. I don't usually do that. It has to just so happen that there's an even number on each side. But I laid it out in such a way that there's space for a center card. There's success in finding oneself again here. And feeling confident in being able to live like authentically yourself, like staging your life in a way that your truest self will enjoy. Um it's odd because everything feels really good until we get to the Three of Swords. It's like achieving certain things and moving through certain things only to get to a point where you endure some type of grief again. feeling like I'm moving how I should. I'm following my inner compass. I am following the North Star home. I am consistently moving forward on this path. It's it's feeling like it's finally my turn to receive. Six of Pentacles. It's finally my turn. I have walked this path. I've stayed the course only to get to the end and experience some kind of loss. Hello. Oh, it's how it used to be. I always do better in the morning. I don't know why. I mean, I can do the afternoons, but I do better as soon as I wake up before the world has a chance to fucking. Anyways, we're gonna pull a card for the overall energy. Six of Wands. So the minor arcana to the Chariot. There is success. It's like a hard-won battle. All right, let's start clarifying because this is real. I mean, some powerful shit has happened. Like it feels as if like you're doing everything right. So why is the Three of Swords here? It feels like you're I don't know, like you should be celebratory in the fact that I have made it. I have accomplished this. I have gotten this far. I have actually managed like to dig myself out of a hole. I am having immense success after a very difficult trying time. Um let's start with the shit fire, the alien. Hold on. You don't know how to say it. Oh my god. Please tell me I don't have it way over there. Because you know. Because you know. I think I do. I think it's way over there. Yeehaw. I always, you know, here I am thinking my room is so clean. Nothing's where it should be. Nothing's where it should be. Spirit got to call me out like, nah, maybe not. Maybe that's not. Oh, yeah. Is it not like every other freaking reading where I'm like, where's this thing? Oh. I'm telling y'all. I'm not gonna search for it, so that be that. One more look, just in case I'm dumb and blind. Nope, I've done stuffed it somewhere. Look what I do have. I have this bad boy, which was, for like 6 months, always somewhere else in my damn room. Alrighty then. The alien is similar to the Hermit card. It is coming home to the truth, stripping all the illusions, and believing again that something is possible. It's coming home to the self. Things have aligned. You've come home to the self. You are now creating a life that reflects you, or you're at least in the position to do such. And you're taking ownership in all of that. You're standing in your authenticity. You're standing in your truth. And it's almost like you're living life from the compass of, does this serve me? Me first. Seven of Wands. Again, overall, there's major success. Six of Pentacles. I am ready to receive. I am open. I'm in the flow. I'm in a state of allowance. It's my turn. Star card. Um, Remaining true to the self, staying the course, getting some kind of wish fulfillment, only to get to God, I can't. Just irritates my soul. Three of Swords. Like, what happened to this new beginning, this fresh start? Like, there's questions here. Something unknown. And it's kind of like a sense of a broken heart. Like you have to pretend like you're okay about something. All that just to end up here. Okay, I got something in my eyeball. New air elements. Let's see what the Three of Swords has to say. But the overall energy is one of success, victory. I want to know about the Three of Swords. Queen of Wands, Seven of Wands. This is just emanating from your sense of self, from your power. There's just like, I can't, like, being the truest self is like the sexiest thing. So there's a lot, you're in a position of attracting a lot, of pulling things towards you. And it's almost like standing really firm. I just want to see it, like the Queen of Wands, her staff. Like, it's kind of like in Wakanda, when they're like doing their little chant and like they slam the staff down. It's kind of like that. There's a definite sense of power in knowing the self and owning it, emanating it. There's a sense of bravery in that. I don't think this is the first time somebody has. I feel like this is like a repeated pattern where something has broken you down and you had to build come back to the self again. This isn't your first rodeo. What's that got to do with the Three of? Sometimes doing that ends up being a lonely process. Ace of Swords. It comes at the cost of a lot of truth. And maybe that's what this is the loss of that which wasn't for you anymore, which we always hear about and we always kind of like, people talk about, but the process of going through that and having that stripped from your life, totally different. Like the actual experience of it versus the concept and idea of that. Two different things. But this feels like a hidden sorrow that maybe others are not aware of, or even this feels like an unknown, an invisible pain or sense of grief that someone holds at the end of this journey that they are not speaking about because the swords are down. They're not speaking about this. All that just to get here. That's what I keep hearing. But you're in a place where you're not going to sacrifice this. And maybe that's the reason why you've been here multiple times, is like completely losing yourself and having to find yourself because there wasn't a payoff at the end that you thought there would be. But this time around, it's almost as if the payoff is me. I'm the payoff. the process of losing the self and finding the self and losing the self and finding the self and breaking utterly down and digging out the hole over and over again. It's like never again. Even if it didn't end the way I had pictured it or envisioned it, never again. There's a steadfastness of like remaining in your power, knowing what your truth is. It's like sometimes you have to go around a couple of times before it really anchors in. It's like a no going back kind of energy. Death, rebirth, death, rebirth, death, rebirth. Phoenix rising. Why does it hurt? What is this hidden? It gave you stability within yourself, though. Such a sense of rootedness. I mean, so they're giving me the analogy of not letting a tree fruit or bear any kind of fruit, like always cutting those off, removing those, because once it starts to fruit, most of the nutrients goes up to that, to producing the fruit and stuff. And leaves the root system. If the root system is not well developed and integrated and anchored in and expansive to hold its, that actually that tree is, susceptible to all types of things and not surviving. So it's showing me a really, like, there's something in this process that you are so well rooted. It's the idea of like, of walking the talk now, like something being so at like a deep cellular level integrated that there's no going back. There's no remnants of what used to be. So there's no muscle memory to return to that. Like almost as if there's no more record of what used to be. So there's no way for your body to know any other way than to be who you are right now. Things will change, things will turn around. Something about this changes the energy, changes your luck. Okay, things are shifting and changing, but there's a tower moment. Ten of Swords. That's the Three of Swords. Like, was this tower moment concealed from you until you got to the point where it was so ingrained in who you are that they knew the tower moment couldn't pull you out of this? Because it feels like there was something inevitable. But then again, we have the Ace of Swords, so it was inevitable that you would always rise. Something about this tower moment that contributes to that. We have the King of Cups, the Father of Water. And maybe you never really rose before. Can we just say that? Maybe you just kept running on the track. Maybe now is your Phoenix moment. It's like getting off of some kind of merry-go-round. Was it the test? And I hate to use a test, but was that the marker? The 3 of Swords, the marker of you can finally get off this merry-go-round because you hit your worst case scenario and you still came back. Things still turned around. Things are now gonna be different. Like a rite of passage or some kind of, because you get to a point of understanding this. The King of Cups really talks about discernment. It's a high level of discernment. His cup is full, and he ensures that his cup is full. He doesn't show all of his cards. He doesn't show all of his emotions. He has a deep well of compassion and love, but he is very discerning about who or what he doles that out to. More than willing to pour his cup into something, but only if it's reciprocal. Highly intuitive, but very, very discerning on all of those in the sense of what he does and doesn't share. His cup not does not consistently runneth over for everybody. Hermit, the alien. There's been a lot of fucking work done in hermit mode. A lot of isolation going within, exploration, cultivating, digging things up, mulching things. It's there's going to be some kind of outward evidence of this, of the work that you've done. This was flipped over, but it never came out. It's the 5 of Wands. Okay. A lot of work was done in hermit mode. But I also feel as if what they're trying to say is things are about to turn around now. And maybe this 3 of Swords is a bit of, it could be a bittersweetness, meaning that while this is a victory, it's a very internal, personal, unknown victory to others. Maybe invisible to others, or at least those that are around you. But that's about to become, here we go. That's about to become very visible. That's where this is leading. That's the Wheel of Fortune because of a Tower moment. 10 of Swords. Worst is over. Hitting the Ace of Swords, which is a brand new path, a clear understanding. You are in a place of having your cup full and having the discernment so that your cup's never depleted again. You did an exceptional amount of work in Hermit. You're a sage now. Unimaginable strength is what they said. Where are we discussing this today? 4 of Cups. I feel like real joy, comfort, contentment is at hand. We have the 9 of Cups with the 4 of Cups. This particular 4 of Cups, it's like finding peace with what is, with your life, with your circumstances, with your environment. Finding peace in the liminal space, being comfortable in that. And that's where the 4th cup comes from. That's where you get your wish fulfillment. And that cup is coming in, Knight of Cups. That proverbial cup from the sky and the Four of Cups that you're just like, you've finally accepted, moved through, and you're no longer triggered. You're no longer uh, at the mercy of your circumstances at the present moment. That's where this Phoenix rising is coming from. Your environment and your circumstances do not control you, your inner world. So now a cup is being brought in. It is a wish fulfillment. Golden Universal. Two of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. Something comes into alignment now within your reality. Something's coming together. Tell us about the Knight of Cups. Well, it's taking you to, well, if you're already in the Nine of Cups, meaning that you know how solid you are in your Queen of Wands energy, there's no rocking the boat or taking you back out of that. Like, you've achieved this too many times. It's like it's solidified. You're not giving it up no matter what. No matter, even if the current circumstance has felt, even if you felt like you lost a lot to get here, even if you feel like it's not quite what you thought it was, you've come to terms with it. And so another cup comes in to add to the immensity of joy. There's temperance on the bottom, which it's kind of like having oversight, spirit having oversight on this. Two of Wands, Eight of Wands at the bottom. Hold on. There's action being taken here. Two of Wands is kind of like doing what is necessary to take action towards. It's choosing to take action towards something you want and that you desire. The world is in your hands at this point. There is this idea of taking action, because we have the Devil with the Four of Pentacles, which is feeling like you're almost like beholden to something or stuck in something. That is the merry-go-round we were talking about. But also with the Four of Pentacles, it's like an account of the past, the present, and the future. Your past and your present experiences are leading to a future moment. But I feel like this Two of Wands is like taking action that breaks you free from a stagnation. What is that? Okay, so we have a cup coming in and we're taking action. What could you be more specific? Clarify this. Page of Pentacles. It's a material opportunity. Always a good sign to have the Devil out in anything materially that we're speaking of. I think that's what breaks the chains. Again, this is something that may be built upon something from the past that comes in the present, but also builds for your future. What specifically? Again, the Tower moment. So your Wheel of Fortune is a Tower moment. The thing that changes the energy is a Tower moment. Six of Pentacles again. You will receive. it doesn't feel like you exactly like you're very much aware of this. But I can't help look at the dogs. I'm thinking of the energy of the crossroads, Hecate. Um, this is the path that we've been talking about. Like you can't visibly see it just yet. The moon only shows you a limited purview, right? It helps to guide you on a path, much like the star card, which we already have out. But there's something else on that path that you are not yet seeing. Yes. Definitely brings change. You can't say it's real just yet. You have concerns because you're not able to see this. But it's solid. It's almost like a guarantee. Tell me more about the Knight of Pentacles. Judgment. I'm getting a bit of a justice energy where it's kind of like it's deserved as a result of all of this, but it's almost as if it's like they keep saying judgment has been called. It's like the closer I get to it, the more they want to obscure it. Three of Pentacles, Five of Cups, work in an area that somebody's concerned about work, money, work. Somebody's also concerned about like having to work with others. Um, having work scrutinized. Like I guess something's not gone in somebody's favor before in regards to career, work, material things. And that's the reason why there's a lot of concern surrounding that. Like I don't want eyes on me, or I don't want to have to, because Three of Pentacles is like a team player kind of energy. It is the commission card. It is being sought out for something, but it's when you're able to do it individually. You know what I mean? It's like not having to answer to somebody, but there's accountability. There's eyes on you. It's a little bit like maybe something you felt like didn't go so well before. Um, it's like the closer we get to it, the more sticky the energy is. It's work material related. It is there's a sense of, because we have the Three of Pentacles twice. There's a sense of being witnessed or seen and having somebody else involved in that energy. And that's where the anxiety, like the Nine of Swords, come in, because everything's been great. Nine of Swords, Seven of Swords, like, is this, I don't know if it's trustworthy. Completion, we talked about that. Refreshment, which is the Phoenix rising. And then discovery. It's also a 3. Somebody, along with the Queen of Wands, there's a lot of visibility here. Somebody may finally be seen. somebody may have had discomfort before with, like it didn't go so well when they were so visible, so seen. You are attracting things. You're going to attract attention. We got the lion on her, just like it's like being discovered. And sometimes I get worried about that because people always want to go to one story of that, you know, which it could be that story, but there's so many other ways. Like if you've been without attention for a very long time because you were in hermit mode and suddenly a lot of attention comes your way, that's a transition. That's a change. Um, let's say you actually start getting attention for what you do, for your skills. Like people, my commission card, like people want to utilize you, want to work with you. Um, it's getting attention for something. You haven't had that for a while. I feel like you've been off the radar. But you're becoming very magnetic and very attractive, whether it's by a person romantically or people romantically or career wise, or suddenly, it's funny. It's funny how lonely, Three of Swords, it can be in all of that process. And then people show up after your blow up. This is on the other side of a glow up. And a glow up is everything from again, you radiate something from within. Your sense of power, your energy, everything emanates. You're going to go through a glow up in life and it's going to bring and when we say life, we're talking about everything then. Because we're talking about materially, we're talking about because you're receiving. You're in the place of receiving. You're in the place of success. And the thing with the 6 of Wands is you get acknowledgement for that success. He's riding in on his white horse he's a soldier riding in on his white horse from some kind of like battle or whatever, and people are cheering him on. So, yeah. Okay. So it's almost as if you you're discovered. Like you suddenly have attention. You suddenly have people seeking you out. You suddenly have a community. You're not in hermit mode anymore. Things tangibly start showing up in your life, like the Page of Pentacles. There's a level of secrecy with this. Again, nobody really knows what you actually went through. On Three of Swords, the heart is painted on there. You have not shared specifically what's been going on. People could never fathom what it was that you went through. They just see the after effects. Travel, wisdom, command. I feel like a lot of things are going to be changing for you. And it's almost as if you're already going to have a lot of eyes on you and you're going to have a lot attracted to you as a result. I don't think you're going to share much. Again, King of Cups, real fucking discerning about who or what you share with, who or what you pour into. This hoopla, this hoorah rah celebratory, I want to be with everybody and everything. because I finally made it out kind of situation. Maybe you back then would have, but now you now, it was a very lonely process. You're very discerning. You're not going to share with everybody because you're also not going to because of your discernment, you're not going to let anybody pull you out of that. Not everybody deserves to share in this success, this victory with you. You now have the wisdom. And this reminds me of the card where it's like you've brought yourself here by your own command. The command also feels like I have the capacity to now wield the energies at play, and I'm going to do it. So I don't necessarily think that this is something where spirit is saying you need to be hush hush. I think you're just going to choose to be. You know how exhausting it is to go on that merry-go-round. You're not going to do it again. There's some travel here. I don't know why I'm saying hearing for once I will be happy with who and what I'm surrounded by. I'm happy within, but I also get to share and experience the joy and happiness that's exchanged with others with my environment because the 10 is beyond the self. I feel like you merely have to decide. All you have to do is just decide. And it becomes so. It's a quiet yet loud victory. People see, people you will pull things and people and situations and circumstances in. You'll know the difference, but no one really will know what it took to get to this place. It's like a wisdom you'll never relinquish. And it almost makes it that much more sweet because while other people think they know, you really know. It's almost as if not everybody deserves to know. They'll only see the you after all of this. I heard, and you're fine with that. It's almost like like it feels like a sacred gift. Very few will ever know truly, will ever get to know you truly, will ever get deep enough to hear that story, to experience what to get a purview of what you've experienced and what you've been through. Very, very few. It keeps it special. This isn't something you wear on your sleeve or a pin like a medal of honor. It's like, okay, I'm gonna end off with the divine doors. The art of life. There's no sacred light in the aura of an invisible life. Be bold in your skin, let your love dance in sight. They're telling you to no longer live an invisible life. You again, So you're going to be so seen, so visible, so attractive, magnetic, pulling things in. People are going to love the product of what you've been through, which, you. Um, and you have no intention of living an invisible life. You know what it took to get here. So be bold. And then do not be nervous today or tonight. The path you are on will lead you just right. You have divine guardians. So, um this was more like a mirror message where it's just reflecting back, like nobody else will be able to say this to you. So spirit's like, I see, and is able to recount to you where you're at, what you're going through, as a nod. As a congratulations, since there's really not anybody else, or at least not very many people that will be able to celebrate you. So, all right, that's the message for today. I hope whoever it's meant for it finds. I hope you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. Um, yes, Kathy, how are you? It's been a hot fucking minute, yes, hasn't it? Because I hadn't been coming on early, but it requires me to come on looking busted after I drop my kids, which I was still coming on busted sometimes. We're just gonna be real, but whatever. Okay. But I've been really motivated to come back, like craving coming on super early because it feels really good. I like it. So you'll probably see me more again. Anywho's. All right. I hope everybody has a fantastic, wonderful day. I will see you at the next read. Good to see you too. What? You're gonna have to update. Aren't you on Instagram? You have to update me. If you want to, you don't have to. Anyways. All right, guys. I will see you at the next read.